welcome back to the Retro Robbins Show with me, Wayne, and of course Emo there, my little AI dancing robot. I know it's been since January since my last broadcast, but guess what? I did a live stream the other day, went down quite well. I've been judging lots of games for the Game of the Year, and all my results and judgment is in. So we was up to Crash 30, where we reviewed all of those Crash Smashes back then. And if you notice, I'm still a little bit husky, hence the reason why I've not been made a video for so long. I've not made a video for so long. Sound like you? I do. Oh, maybe I don't. So, we're up to Crash issue number 31. It's got a fantastic cover. One of my favourite covers. I know I say that about a lot of Crashes, but honestly this one really is quite good. And, yeah, as a teenage boy, I liked it a lot. The Crash would have cost you £1. We're talking August, and we're journeying back to 1986. Wow, has it been that quick since... Has it been that long since 1986? Well, yeah, it has been. It's coming up to nearly 30 years, is it? 40 years? I don't know. I can't remember that far back. My memory's starting to fade as I get older. No, anyway. Also, we'll be playing some more new and modern games and giving them a marks out of 10. By the way, all ratings off me will be given a marks out of 10. As you can see, running across the screen, we do try to play one or two games just to mix it up a little bit from other systems. Today's system of choice will be the Enterprise 64, all 1 to 8, and we're going to have a look at some classic games off that particular system and see how they stand up with other systems. Well, to be fair, I've picked pretty much two I've got for that system that I'm going to go and play. And with that said, all we need to do now is take a look at the Crash magazine and the front of it. Wow, that is a lovely looking loading screen. And she's so fit. Can you say that in this day and age? Well, I don't care. I'm saying it anyways. Crash magazine, £1, and believe me, that was a horrifically bit of both, really, wasn't it? It was great cover, and that jumped out to most teenage boys, certainly did to me, and I was first to snap it up. These were the days before you got the cover tape stuck on the front of it by the should we say news agents, post office, or whatever it is. You probably bought them using sellotape or some sort of blue tack, and then when you ripped it off, you ripped your cover and etc. And there was other items inside the magazine that kind of annoyed you, where you've got to cut things out, and if you're one of the lucky ones that never cut anything out or sent anything off, then you had a complete magazine preserved for all time. Great game in the background, by the way, Marlowe. I love the AY music to that. Let's have a flick through one or two of these pages, and as we go down, you've got an advert. We're going to come to our first game of the day, which we're going to review, and I'm going to give you the ratings in a moment. That was a nice ad there by Houston. The game itself wasn't my cup of tea, a bit disappointing, I have to say. Going down, any second there, Cauldron 2. Foreshadowing. Yeah, there's something coming up for that, possibly. Come on then, where is it? Ah, there it is, the first game of the day, Bobby Bearing. Should we have a look at the loading screen? I think we should, shouldn't we? I've got my paperwork here. See, I do print these things out sometimes for me to read. I want to show you the loading sequence, because there's a good thing about Bobby Bearing loading sequence, it kind of catches you out by surprise. It's got a fantastic loading screen and loading sequence. The loading screen you can already see. The people that produced it is the Edge, and it would have cost you £7.95. Unbelievably, use computer and graphics both got 94%, where playability and getting started also both got 92%. Not also, different, isn't it, that? Before the ratings really do change. For instance, addictive quality is 93%, value for money 91%. Its overall rating then, or do you think it was? Well, it was quite high, and it was a high 90s, but it wasn't top end 90s. But this game was pretty good. It was a 94% rating, and we have to just watch the way the loading sequence is, the way the loading screen comes. This is an art form that is now lost, sadly, in time, because games produced with the development tools, they don't seem to venture away from making the loading sequence, even though most of us don't use the loading sequence. We just want it there instantly, but Sometimes I think the way a game loads can get you into the game. And the great thing about this game is you knew how long you had before it was loaded because of that counting down there. And of course it told the little story across the screen as you basically gave you the whole premise of the game, got you into the game before you started. The playability of the game though, well, that can be quite different. Some either love it or either hate it. At first when I saw this game I thought, oh, I wonder if this is something like Marble Madness, or what was the other one, Gyroscope. Actually it wasn't, it was more of an isometric game with a ball. Still had like a roll mechanic, Memento, and many of the screens slightly more difficult. Unlike Night Lore where you can stop your momentum, this one you continued your momentum. Let's give this game a little play and see if it stands the test of time. Do I consider this to have been a crash smash, or was it a bit, shall we say, flattering on the scoreline? There we go, loaded, and that's exactly what you get. And you use 6 and 7 to negotiate what you want to be using. For instance, if you want Kempston joystick, you get a little symbol for Kempston joystick, or you can have the cursor keys, not recommended, Sinclair interface too. I'm going to go with Kempston, so that's what my default is, because I'm using this little thing, this great device here. It's was recommended to me by Matt Langley of all people, believe me, and I've never looked back since, because I'm a gamepad person, and if I'd have had that option back in the day I certainly wouldn't have been using joystick. I'm ready to go. I've got to remember how to start this game now. Yeah, so we press, is it enter to start it, or 0? 0, okay. Right, there we go. We're starting our little world. We're going to do our little search. And I'm going to give you some sound effects because there's not really that much sound in this game other than when you go in and out of the screens. Like that. Yeah. Oh. Lost control already. Oh, let's turn it down touchy. Well, you can see that the one is not going down that far, so you might be able to go through there. I think some of these screens loop back around, so in your search for... Oh, I've got to divide him. Yes, back there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. And of course if you take a fall, what happens is you tend to, yeah, that can happen as well. You're rocking in and out of screens, but the good thing with the Spectrum, it doesn't matter because your screen changing is quite fast. I mean, the graphics of this game, where a lot of these screens are just like little single tunnels, but you get to a place where it becomes more challenging. You don't fall off the edge. You can't really fall off the edge, but you can make error of judgment by dropping too far. And as you can see, we've now got a wider path, and yet you've got that momentum, and if you ain't careful, you can cause yourself problems. So we're looking around. Oh, this looks like it's a bit of a challenge, doesn't it? Splat. And then my time goes down rather rapidly, so we're trying to find all the members of the clan, all the family. Right, we're going to wait for that to slow down, I think. There's a pattern to it. Okay. It's nudging me, but not killing me. Oh, you can't get... You've got to get your speed up. You've got to time that, I think. I'm about to lose a bit more time. So you don't really have lives. You just got time. No. I was travelling too fast, so... Got it. Right, now what can I do? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. This is not good. I think we'll try a different route, shall we? Because that's never going to end well for me, let's be fair. I haven't seen any bad guys yet, but there are some. There are some bad guys that you have to avoid. They home in on you as well. You can get up there, but it's not easy. No, I don't think you can, actually. Come to think of it, it's been a while since I played it. I think there are paths that you have to travel quite quickly to get to. This seems all very familiar except the bad guy's gone. So some of these screens do tend to repeat. Right, 2 arrows. 2 arrows. Well, at least I didn't die this time round. Or not die, rather. I almost feel like that's going to go down, isn't it? You're just one slight touch away from doom nearly all the time. You see, when I was going up there, I can't really do anything wrong because you can't fly off the edge, which is just as well really because you can here. So it's like a mixed level of difficulty. Trying to see if we can find the good thing is I like the way the screens sort of change colour rather than all completely stay white, you know, depending on what part of the map you're on. You have to use the colours of where you see, because a lot of these screens do tend to repeat themselves. So by gauging what colour the screen is, you're able to gauge roughly where you are on the map. That's if you took the time to draw the map, of course. Yeah, I could carry on going around in circles here, but I haven't found any bad guys yet. And my score is going down rapidly. Well, I was going to carry on playing this for a bit longer, but I probably best not. So overall then, a 94% rating. Do I consider that to have stood the test of time, to be a crash smash? Would I still go back and play it? Well, I haven't played it for many years, but I enjoyed it when it first came out at £7.95, and I confess, I didn't buy it. I borrowed it. And I hired it, and good old tapes. I never touched them. Yeah, I liked it, but it didn't take me too long to get bored of it, you know, because trying to find those sometimes, I don't know if they're randomly generated, I believe they are, where they're placed, it just got a bit tedious, and some of the screens were okay, and you know, you just got to take your time. Unfortunately, you've got a time limit, but yeah. But I still consider it a crash smash, and I'd say I'm not going to touch that badge of honour. I would give it a 9 out of 10, probably 90%, rather than 94%, but it was great. It was nice the way it loaded, and I enjoyed it back in the day. Does this bring back a little bit of nostalgia for you? Did you enjoy this game? If so, please leave a comment in the comment below, and I'll read them, and I'll try and get back to every comment that people leave. Next game on the Crash Smash list was by Odin Computer Graphics. Firebird is the producer. This would have cost you a whopping £9.95, and you can probably already see the loading screen just to give you an idea of the game we're going to be playing next. It's Heartland. Interesting game, not one that I've played on a regular basis before. In fact, I've barely had a chance to have a go on this because I didn't play it back in the day. I thought we'd load it physically to see how the loading sequence goes, and it's probably much the same as Bruce Lee or one or two other games with the same type of speed lock loading. Yeah, fast hyperload with that sort of bouncy header to try and make piracy a little bit harder. Not necessarily the case. So, use of computer was given 91%, graphics was given 93%, playability 92%, getting started 90%, addictive quality is 93%, but value for money was down to 89%, and to me, that's still a little bit too high, because at £9.95, this game confused me a little bit. Overall rating was 92%. Why did it confuse me? Well, the loading screen doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't it make any sense? I'll tell you for why. At first, I know that's a wand and it's a magician's hand, but at first when I saw that, I thought he was a brush and he was a painter. I thought it was an arts program, not a game, a 2D game. It looked weird. What's that got to do with the game? Heartland. I don't get the title either, but there's a story behind it, and there's pretty much a lot of work that went into producing this game. Anyway, I digress. Let's have a look at this game in actual action, to which I'm going to have to knock off the AY sound because it does have a very exciting opening. Yeah, it's got a fantastic beeper tune. I rarely say that these days, but believe me, this one has. Excellent, really, isn't it? That's a fantastic tune. It's got a short loop, but it's very well done. I could almost use that as an opening entrance. Interesting though, you can see planet Earth in the background, so I don't know what planet they're on, but it certainly can't be the moon because there's no water on the moon as predicted on that bridge. This is a strange game indeed. But we're going to play now, so yeah, I'm going to select Kempston. Nice opening scene though, to be fair. You know, great, the use of the bright and not so bright to get the word heart and land. Yeah, it's cool. And we start by fading down, shall we say. This is me. Sometimes you'll start on the screen and there'll be no characters. Other times there will be characters. And oh, what's that mean? I'm invisible yet? Oh, so I can find there. But now let's see if we get any bad guys on the screen. That's my energy going down. And don't be fooled, I love the way he's died and collapsed, because the reanimation can happen. Usually if you... Ooh, fireball. Nice weapon. That's an excellent weapon, because one shot kills them. But I want that book. You can't shoot the book, by the way. If you shoot the book, it's bad news. You've got to collect the book. If you shoot the book, you die. Yeah, I got the book. I'll get the hat. No, I don't want the hat. I like the fireball. Keep the fireball. You don't want to be falling down that hole then, do you? Yeah, don't fall down holes. It's a pit hole. I realise that. Let's give it another go. Watch the way the screen starts this time round. No, we haven't started with any bad guys. Sometimes you start with bad guys, however I will get my hat straight away. I need to go and get the book, don't I? So I've gone the wrong direction. That mask, by the way, is me dying. And I don't want to be dying. I want to be living. Hey! I can't go that way now. Can't go this way either. I think that's a different weapon. So, yeah, that's it. We're back to where we want to be. Now, yay! We did a big jump. Do I want them weapons? Yeah, why not? Does it kill in one go? No, it's not as good as the previous weapon. What's this one? That's my invincibility factor, is it? Oh no, I'm actually dying, which is not good. But I want the book. Come to me, book. Hey. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Upstairs. Ooh. Upstairs. Up a lift. Oh, no. Get away from him. Whoa, look. My skull's flashing. I wanted to jump forwards. Have it. No, I didn't realise I could fall off. I really need to go back and play that more because it's quite good. I didn't expect it to be that good. Graphically, it's fantastic. It seems a bit slow moving, but yeah, it's not bad. The animation of the sprites is, well, it's top class, isn't it, to be fair? And the fact that they collapse into bone, you know, there's some real graphics art. I'm going to say art work got into that, shall we say, pixel art, and it seems to be an interesting play. Now I am intrigued. I do want to go back and play it more, and how did this one pass me by? Because it is really quite good. For that reason, I'm going to not change the rating. I'm going to say it's 90%, the same as the last one. Bit expensive though, so I can agree with £10. You know, I would have said of $4.99 back then would have been a fair price. Do you agree? I'll be dreading this game. I can't tell you for why. It's really difficult. You probably already guessed what it is because I put the loading screen up on the fulfiller side there, as I always do recently. Seems to be a new thing I'm doing. Cauldron 2. This is an unusual type of game because it got quite a high rating. £8.99 would have cost you. Use of computer 90%, graphics 91%, playability was 93%. Getting started. Now this is a big one because I find this game extremely hard. 86%. Addictive quality is 92%. Value for money 89%. Overall rating 91%. Interesting. Great loading screen though, you can't argue with that, can you? I mean, that just says, you know, it's a great game for Halloween, I suppose, isn't it? But well done on the loading screen there. Sometimes you don't need to fill the entire screen to have a good loading screen, and in this case we didn't indeed. Look, my camera's moved. That is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's get this game loaded, and by loaded I mean I'm going to go with a quick route. Yeah, some interesting different ways that this game loads, so you've got plenty of files to choose from. But then that happens. What is that tune all about? Oh, it's hurting me ears. Let's get into the game, shall we? So, this is going to stand the test of time. Well, possibly not. Not a lot really into the loading screen. The music is dreadful. I hate the music. Alright. Yeah. Gonna put some background music on. You're a little pumpkin, and yeah, it's a momentum game, and you have to time your bounce, and this is where it gets really hard because okay, we got there. Slow down the bounce, slow down. I think I'll wait for the scissors to head back because I don't want to get straight down. We're obviously at the top of the oh, I made it, I made it. Okay. And you have to time your bouncing off the walls and things. If I go, I need a little bounce, don't I? I don't think I wanted to hit that mine, but it's a means to an end. Oh, it's not a means to an end. I've got to hit the mine all over again. Oh no, I've made it up the top end. Trying to make it onto each ledge, that's really difficult to get up there. Believe me, it's not. This game is frustrating because of the movement and mechanic is really a pumpkin bouncing around, and I'm not so sure. It's great graphics, you know, it looks fantastic. Just I really absolutely hate the game. It's difficult as anything. I mean, supposing I want to get through that gap there. I mean, so I've got a spell as well. I can get a spell so I can actually fire. There's a spell down there. If I can get there. But I'm going to lose a lot of energy. My magic's down to 35%, 27%. Oh. How have I ended up there? Really? How have I ended up there? That's not even the direction I want to be travelling. I'll go this way though. That's one of my pumpkins down anyways. Oh. I'll get the scissors. Now I've got a spell, but you've only got so much magic. The cattle is amazing. Yeah, this game's so tough. I never know what to make of it, you know, it's just... Oh, I wouldn't have seen that coming. Where am I going to start? Oh, okay. Well, that's handy. But they come back. Okay, it's not so handy. No! I'm trying to go that way! How did anybody ever master the control on this game? Got my magic back, that's good. Right. Big jump of faith! Oh, there's a platform there, I couldn't see that. Just... I think some of the graphics of this is actually quite amazing. The candle and although I don't know what some sort of sea mine's doing there. I can't shoot it, so I'm going to just end up losing energy. Trying to get up them steps is impossible. I'm going that way when I'm going that way. What's going on? I think I've done better than I normally would have done. I should be proud of myself for doing this. Big leap of faith. Yes. It's confusing as well when you're bouncing in and out of screens. Now obviously I've got to get a key to get through that door of some sort. So I've got to basically jump to a step here, drop down a step. Oh, now I can go for the big jump. Wait till I bounce off the top there. No, couldn't quite get there. What about here? Should we do it this way? If I do it now, I'm just going to hit the wall, aren't I? Yeah. Can't do it, can I? Oh, I'm hopeless at this game. And that's the understatement of the year, I think. Cauldron 2 then, the most frustrating game I've ever got to play in my life because I can't get my head around the mechanic. Yeah, a strange one this because $8.99 and the value for money was 89%. It's the sequel, isn't it, to Cauldron, but it's completely different. This is it's called The Pumpkin's Revenge, right? It's Cauldron 2. In the first one you play as the witch, and this one you play as the pumpkin, and you're trying to break the spell, I believe. And it's not an easy game to control. It's a heck of a difficult game to get to grips with. However, if you do play it long enough, then obviously you're going to be able to control it a lot better and you're going to get used to it. But the frustration factor is always going to be in there because you're always one slight press of a button away from losing your temper. Do I consider that a crash smash? Well, no, I don't. I'd say it was an 8 out of 10, and that's mainly biased, I think, because I don't like it. I don't like it because it's too hard. Where Cauldron though, you was on a broomstick, you could fly around and shoot things. 8 out of 10 from me. I didn't think it would have been a crash smash if I'd have been rating it back in the day. It looks great and everything, the presentation's great. The music at the start's horrendous, so that's why I've marked it down. It's just a little bit too difficult for my liking. Goodness me. Here we go with an unusual version of Pac-Man. You bet to hear an AY tune that's been used in many a game, and they all seem to look the same and have the same feel to them. But we're going to give it a play. There's a slight difference. This one you don't see the ghosts. You have to track them down, and you have to do it by judging where the dots are disappearing. 2 ghosts left and right there. That's your starting point. And if you look at the dots disappearing, that shows you where the ghosts are. And then all you got to do is target and find them before they get to the end. There you go. I managed to get to that one, kill 2 ghosts, and then you move on to the next screen. And it's so on and so forth for as many screens as you can possibly go. If the ghosts get to the burgers, I don't know what's going on there, but I've got one. And I can see where he is, and that's that one sorted as well. So you don't actually go around eating those little pills, the ghosts do, but you've just got to, well, you've got to fire at them. And I find that the easiest way is to just keep an eye on which dots are disappearing. Gotcha. Quite easy game really, it's just a scoring game, there's nothing special about it. Once you get the 2 out of the way, I'm just looking to see where the other one is. He's going around that direction, is he? Got him. So yeah, it's an interesting in the way it's a funny little take on a Pac-Man game, if you like. But it is effectively just that, a Pac-Man game. Yeah, and of course, your rate of fire can actually stop there. Hopefully he's going to head this way now. And I think you get more ghosts as you get further on. Well, we've got 3 there, loads of burgers. I don't know what the burgers is. If they eat all the burgers, I presume that you lose a life. Oh, that was good. Yeah, they're going for the burgers, so... Missed him. He's going up there, isn't he? So, yeah. The idea is to keep as many of those, well, they look like burgers, that's what I presume they are, on the screen as possible. And if you've got as many, that's how many scores you get. This looks like a... Oh no. Can I go over the burger? No, yes I can. I think I've got them all. I think I've got them all. Oh. Some great screen layouts. I mean, there's a little bit of time thought being done into this. I mean, you can easily, as you can see, we've got 4 ghosts now as opposed to 5. And it's game over for me. Yeah, that's unusual. It's fairly new. But because it uses the same familiar AY tune that I've heard in many a game like that, it gets a bit annoying, that tune, after a while. It's great when the first time you hear it, but the second time you think, oh, this has been used before, but the third time then you think, no, it's too much. Because of that reason, I'm only going to give it a 7 out of 10, but it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable because it had a novelty factor about it. It was a Pac-Man where you don't eat the pills, but you have to shoot the Pac-Man, if you like, kind of clone. This is something I may have reviewed before, but I can't remember doing so, so I'll give it a review now. Lovely loading screen, massive, great opening sequence. I like a game that gives you an opening sequence, gives you a bit of introduction to everything. Cherry Coke. Those are not just twinkling dots in the background, they really are a bit of magnificent graphics. sounds. What was that? Sounds great, in all fairness. I don't know, it almost sounds Mexican, Spanish. I love the twinkling of the city in the background, and the character that just seems to come out every now and then. And yeah, okay. Right, we get the option to redefine our keys, and it's a good job because, quite frankly, there's a lot of keys for us to redefine here. There's lots of game sound at the start of the game. There's a great sequence as well. Bit of information there. I like that. I like the scrolling upwards effect. And that's interesting just to read through, to be honest. I mean, a little bit of foreign language in there for some of us, but you know, not all of us can be. Right, what was you going to do? Redefine the keys. Let's get to it then, shall we? Keys, you're going to need to leave some keys spare. We'll go OP, down, up, QA, and jump. We'll have space. Use, which will be enter, and inventory, I'll use I, as it's easy to remember. Inventory for what we collect. Okay, that's cool. So, if you notice there's an A there, what's the A do? Okay, start game, it's alright, you've got a K for Kempston, R for redefine, S for start, but in the middle, the letter A is highlighted as well, so I'm thinking, oh, if I press A, is there something that we don't know about? No, we'll just start. There you are, you're this guy here, and you've just collected a little bottle of a potion of some sort, and yeah, you scroll, the screens literally just flick over, and I can see there's a guy there. You must need to get some sort of water to him. There's lots of little details in this game that I find, well, brilliant, to be quite honest with you. I'm not so sure whether that door's going to open. No, so we've got to find a way to open that door in order to get to that, what looks to be some sort of hostage. These are zombie type creatures that can climb up and down the ladder, so there's more than just one method of movement to these, so we say, nasties. And I think we can, oh yeah, he will fire, so, oh, we'll go up a level. We can see that we need to, oh, is that, that's great, because we've done something there. I don't know what I've done, but I can see there's a battery down there. I want to get to that battery. Can I get to that boy waiting for him to walk past and then running for it? Okay, you can jump over him. He will fire as soon as he sees you. Now, I don't know what he did, but he's giving me some sort of mask. But now I've got a mask on. There's so many little things to this game that just make it so, well, enjoyable and interesting. I know you've got a screen full of graphics, but the fact that you can go up and down levels and the map here could be quite huge. Now there's something up there I want to collect. I like the way the shutters open instantly. Now, is he going to be able to fire at me at this close range, or is it just a case of me jumping over those fires? Oh, some electric floor there. I mean, do I go for it this early? Do I try and jump over that and get to that item? Yeah. Well, I've got some bullets now, so they look like bullets. Can't go out this room. Even the animation of the background's quite good. Oh, and I must have took a hit of some sort of energy there because I didn't die, but Oh, just avoided the bullet there. Can you get out of the room this way? That's not a door, is it? Yeah. Oh. Oh wow. Oh well. That was quick. Interesting game. That is really quite good. Quite good indeed. Presentation, yeah. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 maybe, between the two. Let's say 8.5. Let's play it on the safe side. Music, 10 out of 10. The music is fantastic. Unfortunately, you don't have music in the game, but you have enough sound effects not to worry about it, to be quite honest. Intrigues me with the amount of detail that's gone into the background of the game. That's nice touches. Shows that there's been some real thought and attention into creating this game and making it as, shall we say, graphically pleasing as possible, which is good. And the game map looks like it's going to be a heck of a one to try and map and work out where and what it is you've got to do. But it is and has got an appeal to it that makes me want to go back and, curiously, shall we say, even if I'm not to complete the game, I want to use it as an adventure almost, to sort of adventure around the map and see how far I can get and see what leads to what and what doors I can open. For that reason, I think it's a great game, and yeah, I like it. Not only has it got great sound effects, which it has, but there's character. The monsters don't just stay on one level and walk backwards and forwards, they'll go up and down ladders, and characters also shoot at you, which is great. It's time to give it a rating. Personally, from 10 2024 last year, was it? I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I thought it was quite well done and certainly enjoyed giving it a play. Presentation was excellent too. Give it a go. I'll try and get some links in my description. I usually tend to forget, but nevertheless you can find it. There's the game. Give the research and you'll find it a worthwhile play. Certainly one that you could do with on your SD card, or if you want to get yourself a physical copy, I'm sure there's probably one out there somewhere. It's worth me collecting this as a physical copy because I collect games. That said, let's move on. Something a bit more secretive now. I have no idea what it is you've got to do with this game, but I've played it for a number of hours, for a number of days, and still haven't got a clue what it is I've got to do. But I thought that's not going to stop me from bringing this game and showing it off to my audience, and hopefully you'll get to see this rather peculiar game that's great in some senses and then not so great in other senses. Secrets, the Castle of Doom. Whiz-bit games. Well, okay, you got to collect a key. I can see that, and the loading screen's not really that much to write home about. There's not a lot to it, but it's okay. It's adequate. I mean, I have seen worse loading screens, and as you can see, I've got this loading a little bit faster than normal. Other than that, it's just a normal old standard loading pace, which could take forever. Once the game's loaded, this is all you get, is that there. However, you can get to set your own keyboard controls, or you can use Kempson. In this case, I will set my controls, so I'm going to use keyboard. And I'm going to use the usual keys, which will be up, Q, down A, left O and P, and space for jump. And well, now we've got a pause, so we'll use W as in wait. And you press any key to, well, keys to save. So, right, we've got the game here, designed in 1987 and produced in 2024. Was this last year? Okay. There we go. You're this character here. I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit. Yeah, obviously wearing some sort of wizard's hat, and you can just see a couple of dots which represent his eyes and his cloth. The last thing you want to do is fall down any hole without knowing where it leads, but believe me, you will change screens pretty quickly and lose exactly where you are on the map. I'll die on this occasion, but as you can see, that's your energy there. Your health goes down pretty quickly. And that's your game over sequence, but we'll try and get over that gap just to show you a bit more. Hold on a second, let me get over that gap. You can make that jump. It's not easy, but you can make that jump, and I just wanted to go this way a little bit further before we can proceed with the game. There's a whole lot of nothing going on at times, but when you fall, you can fall quite rapidly in through any of the screens. You can't make this gap, no matter how hard I've tried to do it. So you basically just got to get down. All of a sudden you end up right down at the bottom. These are a little bit random. They will stop long enough for you to get through them, but then they can start pretty instantly as well. Oh. And when you, as I say, watch you fall, you can fall, keep going down. There's some interesting sprites in this game. That's the Grim Reaper. You see what I mean about the way you can change screens? There is a way of teleporting as well, and there we go. Before you know it, I must be at the bottom of the map. You don't drown, so I presume if that's underwater you're okay. Be careful jumping there. It looks like there's something I've got to collect there, but I haven't got a key, so I won't be able to get through that door. You've got 4 keys by the looks of it you've got to collect. You need a key. Yeah, I know this. So show me where the key is and I'll get it. And almost that character looks like he's out the Mandalorian, almost. As I said earlier, I found myself tirelessly wandering around doing a whole lot of nothing and keeping an eye on my energy. There's a teleport. We'll go into the teleport just to show you how it works. And that's it. Once you've gone, you've moved to another part of the map. You can't move back. See, as soon as they start, it stops. Yeah, it's not what I don't know. It's a bit boring, to be honest, and not knowing exactly what it is I've got to do. I'm trying to look for a key. I haven't yet found a key. I've seen a key, but I was unable to get to it. I can only give that a 6 out of 10. That's all I felt about it. Let's have a look at something a little bit more enterprising. Well, I did say I was going to do something a little bit more enterprising. That's right, the Enterprise 64 or the Enterprise 128. As you can see, Intelligence Software Limited. A machine that didn't really take off, but was probably underestimated, more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And hopefully I'm going to show you what exactly it could have been capable of back in 1985 if we'd have invested a little bit more money into the machine itself. And such is my commitment that I want to produce these videos using real hardware on real systems and not just emulation, that I've actually set the Enterprise up. But unfortunately the Enterprise's composite output doesn't seem to work on my capture card very well. In fact, the colours were messy and all over the place, so I will have to turn the lights off for you to get the best view, because obviously it's a bit glary. I've used the old-fashioned technique of just pointing a camera directly at the screen and hitting the record button. I can actually now show you. I'm going to get rid of me, of course, from the front to the screen, and I'll transfer over there, show you the real hardware in action itself, and here we go. And it's a simple me just simply maneuvering the camera down to show you the Enterprise, and there it is in all its glory. And doesn't it look magnificent? I wouldn't recommend using that as a joystick, but it's great for navigating the menu system. Now all I need to do is put that really back up right, and hopefully we'll get you in a good picture. I would say that's about right. Maybe I've got to twist it to the left a little bit, bring myself back into the picture, and alter the frame to make it centre for you to see the Enterprise in action. And a big shout out to Carlo, who without his help getting me an SD card solution for the Enterprise, I would have found it quite impossible to bring you any videos, because these things are notoriously don't have a lot of tape files that I can find that actually work on any of my devices very well. There is one from You Maker Robots, the Pac-Man device, that does load a couple of the games, but getting those files to load was a bit of a nightmare, to say the least. So all we need to do now is select a game by pressing the start key. We'll kick up the SD card solution, and I have to use the joystick on there, so I'm going to slightly disappear out of the picture. And the first game I want to play today, actually what I'll do is I'll keep it a surprise and just get it going for you. And can you tell what it is yet? Yes, it's stereo sound as well. This is the Enterprise here, has stereo sound and good sound as well. Now let me just knock off the lights. Yeah, it really is that blue and that bright, so we will get a bit of shading. I think you've all gathered what game we're talking about right now. Great sound, great intro, and it's a classic on the Spectrum. It's a classic on most systems, but let's have a look at the capabilities. Gonna leave it to play the intro a little bit. So look at the colours, the glorious colours in the Enterprise 128, where his animation scenes are really quite good. I'm not sure what sound chip it is, but I can tell you it sounds pretty good. Let's get going, shall we? As we load the game up. Yeah, you get a slight bending of the picture there, but hopefully it won't spoil your viewing experience. We got the options. What we can do is continues 3, live 7. We can choose the stage we start from, but we're going into classic arcade mode, and this is quite loud, so I'm going to just turn it down a touch, and let's see how good this version of R-Type is. I'm going to need full concentration, so forgive me if for once I actually keep my mouth shut. Because I'm terrible at shoot 'em ups. This is where I need Brett, because he's pretty good at these sort of games. That's why he's never going to get one picked by me for him to play on his channel. Well, actually he might do, but we'll surprise him, and I'll make sure I get plenty of practice. Oh, here we go, blasting away. Seems quite a while before you actually get any bad guys on the screen, a bit unlike the Spectrum version. You know, just sharing the place of bullets and trying to avoid as much as I can. Oh, flew straight into his attack there, and that's usually about as well as I can do. I'm just going to try and survive this time round, not kill everything. Oh, I am truly dreadful at R-Type. I'm probably better with keys, but unfortunately, if I got in the way of the camera, it wouldn't be very good viewing now, would it? So yeah, I'm going to have to grin and bear it and see if I can get at least past the first stage to show you the bad guy at the end of the first level. But I can show you all the levels because there is a way, but oh, crying out loud, I'm doing really well at this, aren't I? I've crashed into him because you do have a little bit of invincibility at the start. I'm trying not to miss me bonus as well. I want invincibility poke. I think this is about as well as Tez would do on his video if he didn't have a cheating, wouldn't it? Sorry Tez, we love you really, my man. You're a legend of the Spectrum community. I'm going to pretend I'm Tez now and I'm going to Tez up the show. Whoa. There you go, that was my Tez moment. How many lives did I give myself? Not enough by the looks of things. It means business. And the difference between most games is they just tend to stay black when you get to this section, but really as you enter the main complex here it should lighten up. You can see the it'll suddenly lighten up. There we go. As you can see, the background appears. Getting all the bonuses now. And that's the one I really want. Can't get the laser in line. Get your laser in line. Come on, got it. I'm happy to have survived that part. The key to this game is not to lose your weapons. Oh, that's the amazing firepower, isn't it, when you get that one? These are the rockets, which I'm going to really neutralise and make the most of. Now I've got this far, do you think I will survive the boss fight towards the end? I very much doubt it. And I'm sure you can agree the Enterprise really was a capable system, a very underrated system indeed. I didn't want those back, but now I've got them, I'll have to neutralise them. Looks like we're going to make it to the big boss fight at the end. And just in true form, the music has changed to match. Oh, and I got killed by the very first attack. Well, we'll see it out, but I can't see me doing any better now. And this is where it all goes horribly wrong for Retro Robbins. Lights, camera, distraction. I got my name on the high score. Got my name on the high score. Shall I put my actual name in? Look how long it takes. you know, it'll take too long. So really, I'm just going to leave it at that and just be done with it. 10th place. What do I think of that game? Well, yeah, it's brilliant for the Enterprise, to be honest. It's a really good conversion. It uses all the colours you can possibly imagine the arcade should use, and it comes across quite well. Alright, we'll take a look at one more Enterprise game and do it a dual play from Enterprise before we end the show. And I've got a little treat in store for you here. We'll show you the next Enterprise game. Okay, EXLOLON. It's the game that we love on the Spectrum, but what's it like on the Enterprise? Well, you're about to find out. There you go, the classic screen. Starts with a fantastic tune. Very well done indeed, to be quite honest with you. I like me in the dark. I look better in the dark than I normally do. Pitch black probably preferred, but you know. Yeah, that's not bad at all, is it, that picture? Don't think we need to go on and listen to this all the way through. As you can see, it's got the Enterprise logo at the bottom. That proves it's on the Enterprise and not any other system. This is not emulation, this is real hardware in action, and we're playing real games in real time. So I'm going to give this a go. I'm okay. I've got the cheats in today, so I can get quite far without worrying about dying. And that's why this is a bit loud. Let's just turn it down a fraction. There's not much in-game sound. We need to press a button, don't we, to get started? Well, perhaps fire will work. Is it one? The problem is not having the lights on. I don't know where one is. Okay, we can redefine the keys if we want, but I'm not going to do that. I've got to put them in now. I've done it, yeah. Here we go, and I've redefined the keys, and now I'm stuck because I want joystick, don't I? So, right, I'm just going to grab myself the keys that I've defined and see if I can remember what they are. Oh, I found one of them. There we go. Okay, just duck. As you can see, this is a nice looking version of EXLOLON. No real sound in the game other than the fire of the bullets, but the rockets make an interesting sound, don't they? Full of colour and full of character. I've tested this game up this time round. I've got a bit of a cheat in it, but then I wanted to show you a lot of the game without dying, which I probably could have done in this case. It's R-Type I could have done with the cheating. It's amazing how you lose your ability to be pretty good at these games as you get older. I don't know what it is, unless you keep up with good practice. Although I have seen some incredible players of Chucky Egg that I certainly couldn't match. And I thought I was pretty good at that. And there's somebody there going level after level after level without dying. It's amazing what you can achieve. Oh yeah, it's the usual game, isn't it, really? Obviously we can't destroy them with a grenade, but what we can do is get through and collect as many ammunition as we can. You really have to be right on the edge when you jump to avoid all of those sort of things. Do you ever get that one red dot that just doesn't want to play ball, that sort of stays in slightly out your line, and then when you run for it? Now I normally would be dead there, because you can tell I've got the cheats on, but I wanted to show you more of the game than I could do whilst recording. When you're not recording, it's pretty easy. Well, graphically it's not bad, is it? It's quite a good game. I'm quite liking it. I'm just going to get to the end of the first level and then I'll move on. I ducked all them bullets, didn't I? Honest. Well, I was expecting the autofocus to have a few problems, but it's quite behaving itself, isn't it, using the old camera straight on that. Does anybody teleport through that when you've got dual cannons? You just carry on shooting, don't you? You just carry on. Will we get to the end of the level? Hopefully, yeah. Because it's quite a long play, really, isn't it? Is it as good as the Spectrum? It's about the same. Really is the same. I know the Spectrum can't do the colours in the way this has got colour without colour clash. The change in the screen is rapid as well, which is good. The graphics are, well, they're very Spectrum-like, aren't they? But with more colours and more shades. But yeah, it really, there is enough playability wise, there's no disorientating or whatever it is between them. There's no separating them. I've tried to use a big word there and it just didn't want to happen. But I am getting tired and it is getting late and I've got work in the morning. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. I think it's the second level where you've got the hops in the background. And this would be the end, but I always try to blow that thing up over there. Although you don't need to. And there you go. There's your bonus. And away we go. So I can only just say one more thing then, really. EXLOLON for the Enterprise. Is it a yay or is it an A? It's an okay. And with that said, it's time to end the show. Do hope you enjoyed today's content. As you can see, the Enterprise is still playing away. That's the rocket you get coming across the screen if you stay there too long to sort of take your lives. But great. It's been a while since I did my last show, so I've got to get back into the swing of things, but I hope you enjoy this one. Plenty of new games, plenty of nostalgia as well with those Crash Smashes. I'm still not a fan of Cauldron 2. It's just too hard. It's probably the only one I've downrated from a Crash Smash, isn't it? But generally speaking, some of the new games that have come out have been pretty good. I'm looking forward to the event of Game of the Year, the awards, which you can probably tune in through Planet Sinclair, or shall we say Load ZX. They'll definitely be broadcasting it live as it happens, and it's just a fun little ceremony awarding anyone who's coded a game or created a game in the last year with some sort of nod to say thank you very much. So from me, Wayne, Emo, and of course anybody else who's watching, thanks for joining me. Please remember to leave a like, hit the subscribe and share button, and smash that like button, of course. It'll help the channel grow if you enjoy this type of Spectrum related content with one or two other machines thrown in. In the meantime, depending on when you watch this, I do hope you have a good working week or weekend, and I'll see you again soon on the next Retro Robbins, where we'll be going up to Crash issue number 32. So for me and from Emo, take care everybody, and I'll see you again soon on the flip side. Bye! Nah, I'm not going to play it anymore.
In our hearts, from Sinclair to Commodore, where do we start? 8-bit computing in the modern age, where vintage computers take center stage. It's the Retro Robbins Show, Retro Robbins Show. Plug in a joystick and let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show, go live, subscribe, stay in the know. We've got reviews and gaming vibes. We do upgrades and repairs, all of it live. So come to the channel and just drop in. Take off your hat, let the show begin. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. It's the Retro Retro Robbins Show. Plug into your computer, let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show. Go live, subscribe, stay in the know. Oh yeah, take it away. Oh yeah, take it away.